Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Apex 2020 and I'm joined by Chintan from CalcuQuote. Chintan, thanks for stopping by. We've talked previously about existing products, but I think you've got a new product that you've just launched here this week.
That's right. Just yesterday, we finally made it available to the public for ShopCQ. It's a purchasing tool. It's a smart supply chain solution for EMS. What it helps them do is basically take their MRP demand or quotes that they've previously worked on, turn them into purchase orders that go instantly out to the supply chain, and the materials start arriving.
Okay, and tell me, how does that interface with the existing product? Does it become part of a suite, and are there additional modules coming as we look further down the line?
Yeah, it does seamlessly integrate with we're calling it Quote CQ now versus Shop CQ, so it does seamlessly integrate with the quoting side of it, but it can operate independently of it as well. So the idea is that there's obviously synergies in bringing all the systems together, making them talk to each other, but we also understand that there's other systems that people want to use, so we're building an ecosystem of software that can talk to each other. So if you want to use ShopCQ with your ERP system and make it function that way, it's very possible to do that.
And we're in a position at the moment where there's a lot of supply chain disruption, there's a lot of challenge going on, and a requirement to maybe switch manufacturing locations, move supply chains around quickly. How important is it to have real digital transparency on that to get that agility?
Yeah, I think I'll use the words of some of our beta users of ShopCQ. So they've been using it for about 6 months, and it's a game changer. It allows them to be much more responsive to their customers and really focus on what matters, right? Because if you're in EMS, 80-90% of the BOM is stuff that's it's transactional. There's no real value-added supply chain service to it other than the fact that the parts have to arrive here. It's the 10% that's the tricky part, and that's what it allows them to focus on. So you're not spending a bunch of time keying in data. All of that stuff gets taken care of automatically, and you focus on what matters.
Yeah. And we're seeing people start to use platforms to purchase some of that stuff. Some of these manufacturing as a service platforms that they might use for uploading their CNC material or their 3D printing things. Do you interface with those? How does that digital connection happen?
Yeah, it really depends on the use case in those cases, right? So there are these manufacturing as a service companies coming up. I'd say, EMS is manufacturing as a service, right? It's just a new label on an older industry kind of thing. I think each business has a somewhat unique need in terms of what their competitive advantage is, but the core problem that everybody needs to solve is pretty universal, which is I need the parts to arrive here on time, the right part, the right quantity, that kind of thing. And then I also need to be able to manufacture it with a certain level of efficiency and accuracy. And yeah, it's that suite of problems that's common regardless of what title you put to EMS or manufacturing as a service.
Yeah, and then when you look at the business processes around purchasing, do you see other particular areas that you're working in? Are there particular products for launch, or is that all very confidential at the moment?
Yeah, so I'll put it this way. We definitely have a broader vision. We want to solve the toughest problems for the EMS industry, and we tackled quoting just because it's so tedious. We tackled the purchasing side, and the big thing that we're seeing from our customers as an issue is part relationships, right? So there's this need to be able to identify alternates and cross parts and things like that, and there's really not a great way to do that today. And so that's kind of where we're looking next. Without telling you too much more about exactly what the product will be, you can look for more intelligence in part numbering. Yeah,
and actually taking that data, connecting it across your various different modules, the more you do with that, the more value you'll have in terms of data that you can interrogate.
Absolutely, and in EMS, inventory is so central to what an EMS company does. It's the reason companies succeed or fail, and so that's why most of our problems that we're solving are centered around inventory, supply chain, that kind of thing. And then the other part of it is also we're building transparency. So the platform we've already created gives us transparency into the supply chain, so you can leverage that information to do a lot of things with.
Yeah, and with that transparency comes full traceability, which is hugely valuable. Chintan, always a pleasure to chat. Another great product by the sounds of it. Good luck with that, and good luck with the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much.